Yeah, there was this episode where there was this party, and there was just a loop. But before the loop, the episode where there was this party, I don't remember which episode that was, but Tilly, she was having a ball. She just shows her free self. She's just enjoying herself, and I saw that as this is the way that Michael really wants to be, as Michael hasn't been to a party before and she doesn't know how to behave at a party. And then with the way that she grew up being in the Romulan household, they weren't doing this type of stuff because her environment was pretty kind of sterile. And so this was something completely foreign to her. But this was the series where they did this loop. So it was a time loop that they were in, and it was just this lesson that needed to be learned. And until she actually learned this lesson, she couldn't move forward. And it just kind of this stuff reminded me so much of my childhood. And like when I was in high school or maybe in middle school and stuff, you just keep on running across this same type of scenario, and it's like every time you run into this scenario, it might change up a little bit because you didn't learn the lesson the first time around. So now it's gonna come right back at you, and it's gonna be a little bit stronger this time. And if you don't get it this time, it's gonna keep getting stronger, and it's gonna keep getting deeper until you go, oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. And that was what they were doing in this episode with this time loop during this party until the lesson was learned from this, and then you can move on. And I was like, damn, this stuff is like really, really hitting home for me. And I was just having like all these discoveries myself, but to me that's just what the series was supposed to cause you to do. It was to cause me to have these discoveries and these realities within myself, so that I could get through some stuff, so I did. I gotta pause this. This is filling up the memory. Okay, so it's just kind of important that I keep this device cleared out. But I want to show something in regards to this star too, so I gotta take this. Okay, so I did my little start over. All right, so I just wanted it to look a little bit better, but this is my little star. And so I want to connect this here. So the star is also known as a pentagram. And don't be afraid of that word. Pentagram is just telling you how many sides. Right? So if you look at this, as a matter of fact, let me turn it. Okay, so look, that's the pentagram. It's just the upside down star. But here's the thing. That's a house. That's a house. It looks like the shape of a house on the inside of that pentagram. And inside of that house, I drew a little dot because this actually represents the human body. So just look at this, okay? So in the Nation of Islam, they say this: arm, leg, arm, head, okay? Because that's the human body. and that spells out Allah. That's the human body. And right at the center of that, that's your heart. That is you. That is your true self, right? Now, this pentagram, it's upside down. I mean, the house is upside down. So this is your root chakra. This is your root chakra, and up here, this is your crown. That would be your crown. The only thing is, your house is upside down, and the energy from your crown, from the energy from your pineal gland, fell down into your root chakra. So that is where you have Lucifer, the devil, Satan, whatever. You have this energy from the pineal gland falling down. So so you have it falling down from here. When the house was upright like this, when we were upright like this, our energy was upright, this would have been the crown chakra. This is where your pineal gland is and stuff, okay? So this would have been your head. But now that the energy is fallen, we've fallen into our lower selves, we're at the root chakra. So this is why you work from the root chakra up, and then you go up into the crown chakra. And as you get into the crown chakra, you're crossing the threshold going into the heart. And so now you would be turning your house back upside down, because you're not in the underworld anymore. Now you are above ground, you are in life, you are in your spiritual self. And then you would have your crown chakra, you would have your pineal, you would have your throat chakra. Those are all above this line here, okay? But this is you. This is the center of you. There's nothing evil about this. This is just what these people did to keep you away from certain information. That's all it is. You put a scary face on it, and you bury it in a lot of ignorant information. I mean, some of these people actually believe they hold dearly to Satan is real and stuff like that. I mean, because Satan is real, because it would be you. It would be you, or it would be me in our lower self, and acting out various emotions of our lower self. But when you come into your higher self, then all that change, you get to see the light. You get to see the light. That is the torchbearer. That is the light bearer. You get to see the light, the truth of it all. So I just wanted to show you this, because see, this is Star Trek, and it's a star, and they're showing you the stars, and their emblem, their badges are stars. Their badge is only working with this section of the star, and the house is down, and they're starting at the root. Michael is working from the root, and she's going up, and she's clearing out all of the past traumatic events that have shaped her life, which is what I'm doing. And we do this all the time. We work out all these issues in our life all the time, so that we can move forward, so we can move past it, especially when it's like a parent or someone who's died. And during this time right now, where a lot of death is being thrust into your face, you have to deal with it. It's telling you, this is what the universe is telling you: deal with death. You have to deal with death in a completely different way. There has to be a new conversation around death and what death actually means. So this is the pentagram. This is the star. This is you. This represents our body. And I'll go into also in regards to what that angel is, and why I said to look at Michael as an angel. Michael as an angel, or just put Angel Michael. But yeah. Okay. So, in Michael's childhood, she became rather confused. She was conflicted, and she wanted to even escape. And there was a scene where she did attempt to run away, but it was like she couldn't run away. But she was trying to run away from all the stuff that she was being put through as a child, being removed from her path and being put into this foreign environment. And it was completely changing her up. It was changing up the way she thought. It was changing the way that she saw herself. It was changing how she felt about herself, and she was trying to escape all of that. That was just how I saw it. I saw that she was trying to escape all of that, and I didn't necessarily try to run away when I was a child, but there are things that I've attempted to run away from that I felt was going to, or that was going to cause me harm, without actually going into a lot of stuff. But I've attempted to run away from a lot of things. Okay, so like when my mom died, I didn't really want to be connected to anything. I wanted to just run away from it all. This isn't exactly an example of her, but this is just me trying to escape something instead of facing it. I was running away from a fear that I had, but then I stopped, I paced myself, and then I started to look at the situation for what it was, and but those are it. This stuff is kind of rather traumatic, but yeah, I mean, I had something inside of my past. I had a lot of stuff inside of my past that I thought was too traumatic to want to face. And so, you try to run away from it. I tried to run away from it. But like I said, this story is my story. This Star Trek Discovery, this is my story. This is, and it's a lot of people's story, and this is Michael's story. She's just showing some of the traumatic stuff that she went through as a child, and it came through her parents. Although they were her adoptive parents, they were still in the position of a parent, of a guardian. So it could be a grandparent, it could be aunties, it could be uncles, it could be older cousins, it could be teachers, it could be anyone that would have some sort of authority, guardianship over a child that messes children up, that messes us up, and they don't necessarily do it, not necessarily to be mean-spirited. It's these people, they really think, in some of them, they really think that they're showing us the the correct way to be, to live, to be in this world, you know, how to grow and be inside of this world. But still, even in that, they're like messing us up, and they're messing us up because they're messed up themselves, but they can't see that they're messed up. They just know that they think that they're doing something that is supposed to be beneficial and helpful to us, and it turns out that it's all just fucking us up. It all tends to throw us off of our path, and you know. Oh boy. So now that Michael is an adult and I'm an adult, I have to put myself back together, just like she had to put herself back together. So I have to go back to the earliest point of my life, to where I would have been traumatized, and I have to completely rip myself apart so that I can put myself back together again and get right back on my path. And that's what Michael is doing.